Here we go with yet another round of photos. Took lots of photos. If I'd had a digital camera, I probably would have taken more. But it was the time period it was, and there wasn't digital cameras available for any reasonable amount of money. Anyway, so yeah, here's some of the stuff. The Flanagan Brothers signs, I ended up with something like 8 or 12 of them from a hardware store in Alberta. And the Coca-Cola neon sign, that is a legitimate old neon. I saw an ad in it was a weekly sales, like a want ads want ads paper, and came out every, I think it was a bargain shop was what it was called. But anyway, the ad said Coca-Cola fluorescent sign. And that's what it turned out to be, was a Coca-Cola neon. Beautiful sign. Kept it for quite a few years. It's in a private collection right now. Not my collection, unfortunately, but it is in a private collection in Winnipeg. And there's some other signs you've seen before, probably in one of my other videos. This just happens to be a photograph of my grandfather's farm supply shop, where in the attic I found a redhead gas globe when I was about 15, 16 years old. So you gas and oil guys will know what that is and how rare they are. But it had been a redhead station at the time. That building since has been cleaned out completely and moved to the Elkhorn Auto Museum. So you can see that station there. I really wish they would fix it up as a station again, but it's just sitting on the property. And cookie jars, of course, were popular in the 90s. So there's a few of them. There's one of my booths at a show. I don't know what show it was, but anyway, there's one of my booths. And that is just, I had a booth in a place called Collector's Corner, where a lot of dealers started in Winnipeg. And that's just a shot of part of that, of one of those booths. And same with that photo there. That's the same thing. That's one of my booths in Collector's Corner. You can see all kinds of stuff there, of course. Lots of bits and pieces. There's one of my early booths that would have been in the early 90s, pre having the store probably. But yeah, there's a Marshall Wells porcelain sign, 7-Up chalkboard, light up liquor sign, quite a few, and a World War II helmet there I see. This is probably the same show. So yeah, early 90s. There was a really nice piece of art glass back here. I don't know if you can see it, but I don't know what company it was. Probably, oh shoot, I can't remember the company right now. Anyway, and another shot of the booth from a slightly different angle. And another duplicate photo, don't need to see that again. And yeah, this one be another show somewhere else. I'm not sure where exactly. Looks like a hotel, or maybe a hotel venue or a gymnasium or something. Probably a show in Winnipeg, I suspect. And some puppets. Did a lot in toys and such when I was there. There's something you probably don't see a lot is, oh, what is the character again? I've forgotten the character. Help. Somebody mentioned it below in the questions. Who's that character? Name that character. Oh man, I forget what he was called. Anyway, so we'll go on. Anyway, those are bubble bath containers. Mr. Magoo, Pinocchio, and Alvin. You'll see A couple Batman mugs and such up there as well. There's a Bullwinkle airplane up in the corner. Whoops. Up in the corner here. And lunchboxes and thermoses were all the rage then too. There's some of the bits and pieces of them. And there's a Shmoo. That's what that is. Shmoo room deodorizer is what that is. Billiken figure, a bobbin head figure I think he was at the time. Probably a really, really good piece right now. There's another cartoon character, Moon Mullins, I think it was that one. And this is a pair of not bobbin heads that happen to be advertising for Brill Cream. A little dabble do ya is what their slogan was. And some other tin toys and such. You'll see a tin milk truck up here, another tin milk truck and a flatbed there. Some dinkies and corgis up here. And there's Bobasso Bank right there. Space 1999, if you remember that show. These are space guns from that show. This was just a representation of one of their ships or something, but this was one of the actual guns from the show. Space 1999. But it was a phaser water pistol. And you'll see Charlie McCarthy there and a Mortimer Snerd in the middle. And can't really see this terribly well. Unfortunately, you can see a Texaco sign in the background, but that was one of my booths, I guess, in the basement of Collector's Corner, I suspect. And there's me, early 1990s, probably 91, something like that, 92, with my really bad mustache. If you could get focused here. And my fedora with the bandana on it. But this is set up at the University of Winnipeg. They had sales every once in a while. You could be a vendor at, and different book dealers and dealers of all sorts would set up there. So I thought I'd give it a shot, and didn't make much money at all. Students aren't exactly big spenders because they're buying ramen noodles and stuff with their money, trying to survive. But anyway, thought it might be a good place to meet women as well, but yeah, no such luck. Anyway, that's my stint at U of W. This was a sale somewhere early 90s as well. I used a flag as one of my table coverings, Manitoba provincial flag. But I don't know if you can see that terribly well there. There was some good stuff on the table there too. And got a coil lamp there, as well as some other goodies. I think that was maybe at Collector's Corner as well. That was on Yonge Street, where Peter's Auction House was, and Collector's Corner was in the basement. And what's there now? That's the Old House Revival Company is at that location now. Anyway, another part of Collector's Corner. Again, so this was Collector's Corner. This is just a view from Olympic Park in Calgary. This is their show with their outdoor show. They had tents and such for a lot of the vendors. Sorry, it's blurry there. There we go. That was the show. I think Gadsden's Productions put that on. And this is my booth there. So, yeah, I forget when it was exactly again, but anyway, there's more of my booth. So, there we go. Quite a bit of stuff. It's another part of my booth. Lots of stuff, and you can pause the video if you like to get a better view. Of course, there's more. I don't want to bore you too much, so I don't want to concentrate on single photos too long. Nice Guinea Gold cigarette porcelain sign there. The view from there. Just a piece of probably Fenton or something like that, but opalescent lace edge glass. Kind of a lemon yellow that probably would fluoresce, I would think, in blacklight. Some lighters, probably picked up some new old stock, and that's what I was kind of showing off there. Dr. Ben Casey MD kits, and there's a Charlie Chaplin smoking ashtray. That's where you put the cigarette in there and it would go out as cigar. And a couple advertising banks as well. Couple stretch or swung carnival glass vases. Oh, they're out of focus again. Anyway, this is a Von Turry art pottery vase. He was a potter from, I think it dates to the 30s, something like that. And a string holder, which is the chef's head there. There's an early show I had done, I think in St. Boniface, Manitoba. But that's an early one, definitely, with my flag table covering there. And some Noma Disney figural Christmas light bulbs. Another early shot, probably 1989 or 90. St. Vital Flea Market again. There's another shot of St. Vital. Heavy on the jars and bottles, of course. Of course, that's how everybody seems to get into the stuff, was bottles and jars, but they were selling at the time, so. Anyway, go with what's selling. That's again the flea market. Flea market booth again. Unfortunately, it's a little dark. One of the shows right there. Another show. See lots of stuff of interest. Of course, it was the late 90s, so you can see somebody with a mullet there, kind of a 80s, late 80s and early 90s mullet. A gal there with her 80s hair, 90s hair. Anyway, there we are again. Another early booth. Again, early 90s, 1990, something like that. Coca-Cola Take Some Home Today rack sign. Whole bunch of mini Coke bottles, whole bag full that I ended up with, and some Pep pins, the cereal cartoon pins. And a piece of stained, ruby red stained glass. Ice chip, I think they call that style, where they it's kind of a textured glass. Some Medalta here. It's Medalta, as well as all the mugs and such. That's all Medalta. Medalta's a pottery out of Alberta, if you didn't know that. Couple nice Coke pieces, nice Coke clock with a 4-foot 6-pack sign. Topsy clock with a Mammy bottle and a couple other African sort of esque pieces. And some other toys and such. I think you've seen that particular photo before at a different angle, so we'll just buzz by it. And Philco batteries display and a few other bits and pieces at my Collector's Corner location really early on before I had the stores. This is a shot from my store on McDermott Avenue. I recognize this showcase was 8 feet long, and it's full of various figural radios, figural transistor radios. I've actually got one of these right now. for sale. It's a space shuttle sort of looking space age radio. Yeah, a lot of neat radios. There's the Panapets. You'll see these round Panasonic radios. I think that's what they're called. They're Panapets. So, and another shot of Storm Portage, I think, probably. More medical stuff. Crazy. And a nice selection of clocks. Great Pepsi clock, Crimco beverages, Co-op ice cream clock, the Topsy Black Americana clock, and a Coke clock. And there's a Porcelain 7 Safeway sign right there. I picked up a couple of them. A couple other clocks, a Dr. Pepper's, 2 Dr. Peppers. A really neat Franklin's vaccine sign. I don't know if you can see it very well there, but I had different animals and stuff on it. But yeah. And this big display is Nielsen's chocolate. This big whole cabinet here. Eventually ended up, when I moved, I had to scrap it. I just couldn't find a buyer. Very unfortunate. I was very unhappy about that, but it was a heavy piece. Nobody wanted it at the time, but now I think people would clamor over it. Lee Ryder's advertising clock. Denim. Try to get focus back here. Sorry about that, folks. There we go. Lee Ryder's advertising clock. Atlas battery porcelain sign with a BA porcelain in the background. You can see. That was also Collector's Corner, I think, too. So that was early on. There's an early BA rack. There's a long story behind that one I'm not going to bother telling, but yeah, ended up kind of not paid well enough for it, let's just say. Dug that out of an attic of a shed in minus 40 degrees. So yeah, it was kind of cool. I had to throw it onto a snowbank below the attic door to get it out of the building, which is what I did, and bought it from the owners of it was a big tire store at the time that owned the property. But really neat rack. Still covered in sparrow shit, I see. And battery operated or wind up train set. New old stock. Batman lunchbox and the Thing 8mm with Bionic Woman thermos. You've seen this one before, a Schuco toy set. Again, I think our focus has gone out on us again. Oh, crud. Anyway, a little focus there. There we go. Yeah, kind of a flipping clown toy, and a Shane, I think it's Shane, wind-up clown here as well. That was probably 1989 thereabouts. Really neat Coke, kind of psychedelic sign. Got some other neat signs. Neat Buster Brown. There's a great. I got several of these stand-up die cuts here of Planter's Man. Orange Crush bottle sign, and the place this came from, there was 4 more, but they were inaccessible and then it burnt down. Here's another shop view of Portage location. This was a light up for General Steelwares, and this was a different company, but they worked together, so they ended up together. And of course, I always had a selection of fedoras for quite a while. The sign wall, or part of the sign wall. A Popeye Fisher-Price, or Popeye pull-along. I'm not sure if it's Fisher-Price or not. I think quite possibly. More Bakelite, which you've seen lots of, I'm sure, already in my photos. There's a toy wall. Everything there. Get set up a little better there. Lots of toys, and character glasses were big at the time, so there's lots of them. Corgis, dinkies galore. That's what's all there. And yeah, lots of toys. Rolls-Royce truck there. That Allied Van Lines truck is a Rolls-Royce. More toys. You can see there's all kinds there. Space Cadet Thermos. There's a James Bond Aston Martin right there. Nice Tonka. Quite a few different good toys there. Couple different what's this guy called again? Shmoo. There we go. It's a Shmoo. I had 3 of those at one time. And yeah, lots of toys. A couple signs, money to loan signs, which I had I think about 8 of. A couple nice tin friction toy cars. Another of the toy wall. You can see there's a great bus sign back here. I had gotten 2 of these with these cars. Really neat signs. They weren't popular at the time because they were so big, but gradually they fell into favor. So Coke, I told the story of this sign, these signs, in a previous video, so go searching for it. It's about one of my picks. There's a Lincoln Coca-Cola truck with a another sign, brass sign for I think insurance or something like that. And Tiddlywinks and all kinds of early dexterity puzzles is what that is. Lots of cool, I think these were a magic set possibly, these cards. And last but not least, these were military surplus non-spilling inkwells that I picked up from a warehouse in the city. And last but not least, we have a Britannia, I don't know, Bohemian flashlight, and some various other stuff. And with that, I'm going to end it there. Trying to keep this a little shorter than the previous ones, but we do have more of these coming. I have probably a half-foot stack thick of photos to go through that we can video if you're interested. So leave me a like, or leave the video a like, leave a comment, and let me know that you're enjoying these ones, of all these past picks and all the cool stuff. And just leave me a comment, alright? So happy picking. Take care.